takes a couple of seconds to get to.
Okay,
Oh,
so hi, Mrs.
hi.
Anderson. Here we
Hello, Mrs.
are. I just want to make sure that you're sharing this to as many people who need to today. The
Yes, ma'am.
Apprentice Daughters over to my page because everybody needs to hear what we're talking about today here at the Feminine Grace Show.
All right. We
You
are
know, Mrs.
talking about.
Anderson, I was thinking that people don't know what feminine grace is, so we should do a whole show about feminine grace so that people can realize that they don't have feminine grace and so that
Okay.
they can understand why it is so imperative to get all the way through wife school.
All right. We can do it. We can do it.
So
We can
here's
do
to feminine grace. Hi. Well,
Oh, wow.
so I want to send a special toast to all under 1,000 Black American ladies who understand what feminine grace is. You know, a lot of people do not have nice sense of humors because a sense of humor is part of femininity. So a lot of times when we're joking, people think that we are joking from the same place that they bully.
I see.
But a lot of people are not understanding that unlike the bullies, we are not tagging people. We are not mentioning any person's name. We're talking about our
Right.
own people. You know, we are Black ladies too. And we are
Yes.
here to assist our own people. We also are not using any profanity, which bullies often do. So please remember that Mrs. Anderson and I are here to teach. And sometimes we do that with humor, also known as feminine grace.
Yes.
Okay? Um, so I don't know why. I don't know when the humor left. I don't know. Do you
But I guess we're
like
hearing it.
what did you say?
Maybe when, maybe humor left when skirts and dresses left.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah. Ladies, and I say this word, I use this word not lightly, but ladies have seem to forget how to be funny, what is funny, how to be playful, how to go with the flow, and all of these things are considered and understood as being feminine. But when you lose your femininity, you lose your playfulness too, and you
Yeah.
lose your ability to understand jokes sometimes. Hello, Mrs. Peterson.
Hi,
How
Mrs.
are you?
I'm well. Hi, Mrs. Anderson. How are you all
Hello.
doing?
We are so
Great.
well. Hopefully you're well. How are you?
I'm, I'm well too. Thank you.
You look great. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
And Mrs. Anderson, you look ravishing as always.
Yes.
Thank
You all are
you.
so
You.
appropriate for the Feminine Grace show. Okay, so what we were talking about was the fact that a lot of ladies, and we use that word as a kind gesture, a lot of ladies lose their sense of humor because it's part of their femininity, and also lose their playfulness and do not understand the difference between playing and joking and bullying sometimes. And we were trying to explain that playing and joking, especially when used to teach, is very, very necessary. It's necessary for people to see themselves through humor. It happens a lot. But when people have lost their humor, okay, now it can be misunderstood. And people are not understanding that it's a combination of you've lost your humor and our voices annoy you. So now you're just mad sometimes,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
So that is another factor. Um, we are here to talk in at the Feminine Grace Show about something that does affect our feminine grace, and that is something that we call the matriarchal twisting. The matriarchal twisting.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started to explain to a group of our ladies what this means. And for Miss Peterson, I would love it if, as a person who is new to this concept, that you give us your initial idea of what you have learned about the matriarchal spinning, twisting.
Yes, Mrs. G. Well, I noticed it like before I started doing content and with you all. I had noticed it before, but I just thought it was isolated events. And so when I started posting, I just noticed that whatever was posted wasn't actually what it was like misconstrued. Like everything got confusing. It's like that's not what was there. And where did this come from? So,
Right, even the words. For example, there is a popular article right now going around with the Allen sisters, Felicia Rashad, Felicia Allen Rashad, and Debbie Allen, who are sisters. And Felicia Rashad, of course, is the actress who played Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. And everyone loved their interview as sisters, where they talked about how they lived in Mexico when they were small children. But the article title is "They lived in Mexico when they were kids," and it's as a quote, right? And so I looked at the clip again, and again and again, because I know that these ladies, I've never, ever seen either of these ladies call children kids. Ever.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
never seen these ladies refer, and I've seen them say the word children many times. So I just kept wondering, why is the person, and then I was like, oh yeah, the matriarchal twisting. You're changing it. You're using your TV programming now to change people's quotes because you think that every time somebody says children, you change it in your mind to kids? No. If we say children, we specifically don't want to say kids. And so matriarchal women love to call their children kids, but patriarchal women don't like that. It's only the matriarchal women who come along and change it. You're not supposed to change somebody's quote. You can actually get sued for that. So that part was really interesting. Oh, you have a dog in there.
yes, ma'am.
I had a bunny rabbit, a real bunny rabbit, try to eat up my Wi-Fi before I got on here.
Oh no.
and got through the wire and ate the green wire of the Wi-Fi. So I said to Mrs. Anderson, I hope we don't need the green one because that's cut. The bunny rabbit tried to take away our Wi-Fi. The bunny rabbit can't talk, so I don't know why the bunny rabbit would be offended about matriarchal twisting.
And the bunny too.
Yeah. So that is fascinating to me, just this constant changing. And so what is happening is a lot of men refuse to have public conversations with American women. Now, see, a lot of people don't understand because people thought that Black women were going to continue to dominate in the workforce. But when you have a reputation for changing words all the time, people get tired of that. And they get tired of their time being wasted. They get tired of rumors being spread. They get tired of having to repeat the correct information because people keep changing it. Oh, yeah, people get tired of it. I don't know if everybody is aware, but almost the only people who lost their jobs in 2019 were single Black women. No other demographic. And that's deep. Not even Black men. And they gained jobs.
Right.
So that's interesting.
They sure did.
I think it's very hard. People do not understand. It's actually a challenge to work with matriarchal women. It would have been fine in the first generation if the women had fathers. But as it keeps going,
the respect
really
goes down. And it's too much.
Right. It's too much. And all of the leaders of every organization are patriarchal. All. Everywhere. You talk about court. Court is extremely patriarchal. The judge, the whole system is patriarchal. So everyone who doesn't know that, oh yeah, they're not getting patriarchal treatment. They're getting treated like an outsider. So that's not going to work. And a lot of people don't think that, thought that they had some type of powerful position over the Black man. A lot of Black women thought that. Like, oh, we're getting paid the most now, so how am I going to find somebody who matches me? Baby, you don't have a job anymore. We told y'all to get a husband since 2015. We told y'all to get a husband right now. I'm happy that people are starting to listen, but I hope that people realize that they need to be quick too. So, the problem with matriarchal twisting and the way that it even occurs is the fact that when you're raised in a home with a masculine father, he will not let you change what he said to pretend that it was something else. He will not do that. He will continuously tell you, actually, no, that's wrong because that's not what I said. Actually, no, you're not going to be able to go now because you didn't hear exactly what I said. Actually, no, you're not going to be able to get any allowance because you didn't do exactly as I said. And so that is fascinating because if you grew up with a father, you're not changing words around. I'm sorry, Mrs. Anderson?
It is fascinating because matriarchal people will think that it's being mean that you weren't allowed to go somewhere because you didn't repeat back what was said. But that's rooted in the safety and protection. If you change what your father said, he doesn't have the assurance that you know what to do to stay safe. It is under the protection realm. So you must learn and process, repeat exactly what was said. You cannot twist it.
And also, it can be very extreme. the twisting of words can be really extreme. Like people not only twist words, they start adding words. They will change them. They will move them to different paragraphs where you were talking. They will say that if you said blue with yellow dots, they will say definitely yellow with blue dots, and just argue and then get upset and emotional and make some kind of important decision based on emotions from not understanding words that didn't have a lot of weight without actions anyway. It's so
That's deep.
interesting. One of the most important things about being raised in a mother-led home, also known as matriarchal, is that you believe words are the strongest form of communication. And they're literally not. They're not. Not written and not spoken. The strongest form of communication is touch, tone, actions, respect, body language, not words. Words are the lowest level of human communication. And when you're viewing human communication only as words, you're communicating at the low, low, low matriarchal level, which is why your own single for life mother never could secure a marriage with an actual man. This is really
You have to
important to
learn different
understand.
ways.
This is really important to understand. There are two types of humans, okay? Not black and white,
All right.
matriarchal and patriarchal.
Indeed.
The
Indeed.
women and men can be patriarchal. It's based on if you live in a system of generational success. That's what it is. If you live in a system of generational success. The people who are matriarchal, M as in mother, those people do not live in a system at all. Their role is to tear everything down everywhere they go, because only when you are in a patriarchal system are those emotions balanced and stopped.
All right. Tempered,
It's
under
fascinating.
control.
It means that women in a matriarchal system are literally ruining everything in their path. They're ruining their future all day long for generations. I know people who come from 6, 7, 8 generations of non-married mothers, because no actual men wanted to be
That's sad.
married with them. They had sex with them. They got them pregnant. They got out of there. They got themselves patriarchal wives. It is reality. It is international wisdom. It is not a part of the wisdom in America. It is not. People do not even know much of what this means. They don't. Yes, somebody just wrote, I don't understand what she's talking about. No, you don't understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Matriarchal households are where the women make the final decisions. They lead the home, whether there's a male in there or not. It means that the woman does not have a protector, and neither do her children. This means that she's not having a protector because a protector cannot live with her. She's not protectable. So now she can only have males around her who have never become men. It is pure science. Don't let these white people tell you that this is not science. It is African wisdom, what we are telling you today. Okay? Marriage is also African. Don't let any black people tell you, because most of them have never stepped foot in Africa anyway. Talking about
That's just
polygamy.
facts. Those are numbers.
Yeah.
If less than 1% of our people have passports, you don't actually know.
Yeah. A Black
You've been
America
there.
is a matriarchal culture. 44 million people who operate based on women attempting to lead, meaning that the women have no protection. They are at the mercy of the government, also known as slaves. That's the whole reason. And this weird, wild way of attempting to communicate is how Black women are staying losing, trying to use words all the time. Ladies, we're your translators. We use words here on these shows and these panels in order to translate the rest of human language in all other parts of planet Earth. The touch, the tone, the sounds, the vibrations, the respect, the ability to operate inside of the system, the only successful system on planet Earth for humans and families to thrive in. Patriarchal system. There will be plenty of ignorant people who try to tell you that there are matriarchal communities that exist. And most of them are extinct because matriarchal communities always go extinct. They cannot help it. They tear everything down and they have no protection. So it literally means they will create an extinction for themselves. Like Mrs. Anderson always reminds us, in the Rat Utopia experiment, led by the government and paid for by the government, to determine how to deal with us. All the rats
In the
died
end,
in the end.
all the rats died.
Okay? Patriarchy is the winning team. It will never change. America is this tiny. You're not winning following people who are telling you to do your own thing. You don't need marriage. You don't need wife school. You don't need anybody to teach you how to be a man. You're not winning. Yes?
That's
Mrs.
so
Anderson?
interesting that people. It's interesting that people will say, you don't need anybody to teach you how to do such and such. You have a mother. Well, the mother wasn't teaching it, so you do need somebody to teach you how to be a wife.
Right.
If your mother was never a wife, your grandmother was never a wife, then you need somebody to teach you, sweetheart, how to be a wife.
And you know what?
If you
A lot
grew
of
up,
people. Oh, I'm sorry.
it's-
I was saying that a lot, almost every Black person in America will say, you know what? My grandmother was married, blah, blah, blah. Did she work? If she worked,
No.
sorry, that's not how it works. Because men do not want their wife nurturing some white man's family. Okay? The problem that we have had in America for 402 years now is that our Black men have been emasculated. Very few of our Black men have found their real masculinity. They exist in Africa in 2021 from age 35 and up in abundance. Almost every single body, and we're saying almost 100%. It is normal for African men to reach real manhood. And when we say real, we are referring to the ability to truly protect his family. And let's be honest here, American Black men cannot truly protect their family when they're living all year long in America. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Right.
So this is really, really interesting because we have a lot of males, Black males in America saying, yeah, you know, because men this and men that. And to be honest with you, Black males need to head over to Africa to complete their manhood training. Black males from America need to get to Africa to complete their manhood training. You were not freely able to complete that training in the US of A. We promise. When you can protect your family without fear, that's the difference. So we have a matriarchal culture. Black America is the only countable matriarchal culture on earth. If you find another and they have 5,000 people, you can stop being ridiculous now.
Right. The number is so small. They're like, this community in this one isolated place, this like this.
Right.
Okay. They don't have 500 years of success either. They just don't. Like, they don't have even thousands of years of success because it's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's not sustainable. They always go extinct. You cannot survive without protection, and you cannot survive if you keep tearing everything down. So it is the nature of a group of women to. You all saw that movie, Girls Trip. All they did was tear everything up.
It's true.
I just saw the clip. I was like, I'm done. Can you tell us what you saw in the movie, Miss Alicia?
It was been a while since I seen that movie. Oof. It was just chaotic to me. A lot of just doing whatever they wanted to do. No type of protection. Everything that you speak of, it was shown in that film.
Uh-huh. And a lot of men, I see some men on the comments talking about the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam is probably the only exception, okay? But we do not have enough men in the Nation of Islam. Also, we need men to be free thinkers outside of religion. That's another thing. I am not knocking the Nation of Islam, okay? I was born into the Nation of Islam, but I do not agree with religion because it's too late for that now. It's too late for me now to, to agree with religion. So I am just going to say that the men in the Nation of Islam should be proud, but they still, all of us need to return back to our roots. What is disturbing about that? Why would you feel to be in competition with your own people? For what? Right? So I am just ecstatic. I hope that people really start to understand Yes, you all need to go to Africa. Somebody said, don't say we all need to go to Africa. Yes, you need to go to Africa. Why would you not go to Africa? That is really interesting. Oh, because you want to live in the prison that you built? That sounds Stockholmish, you know? Do you see this a lot on your page and in your
Self-hatred
discussions?
too. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
Like,
lot. It's a lot. We're not from Africa. We're not African blooded. What are you talking about? We're what, Indians? Like,
wow.
it blows my mind.
Okay, and if you take a DNA test, whose fault is that when it says that you're African? That's the white people lying on you when they don't even know whose blood they got? What is that?
God.
And to further try to understand this madness, why would you want to be on a team that only has a few thousand people instead of billions? What? You're still not going to win. You need big numbers to win. Like
Yeah,
China. Yeah.
be good at math. Be good at math.
Yeah. Be good at math.
That's
Billions versus
those who are
thousands. If
good
you
at
want to
math.
say, right. So it's another part of the issue. If you cannot face logic, okay? Somebody's just saying right here, I said that they cannot teach anything that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has not already taught me. You know what, sir? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a mentor of my actual father. Okay? If you have not personally spent your life in the presence of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but my actual father who taught me everything that I know has, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Okay? Not Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So maybe you should do your research next time. Bing. I am not a person who talks about things which she does not know. I am not a person who speaks in absolutes. Do you all know why we don't speak in absolutes? Yeah. We don't speak in absolutes because there is no way for something to always be everything. There is no way for any situation to possibly be never. There is always going to be someone to find an exception to the rule that disrupts the classroom. There's always going to be somebody creating doubt and distrust because you keep saying never, always, 100%. We can say almost 100%. We can say almost always. We can say it seems like never. And I learned that from the wisdom of Elijah Muhammad. Okay? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught my father those very specific ways to communicate. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad communicates exactly like that. And I know it because he directly taught my father. And this is what I am directly teaching you all today. So please do not disgrace the Honorable Elijah Muhammad today by loud talking over his message and his words. Okay? That is never going to be acceptable here. The Elijah Muhammad is, his message and his word is directly what I have been, what I have been affected by my father. And so there is no way that I'm going to accept someone disrespecting the message of such a great man because they don't like it that a woman can understand a great man. What's the purpose of having a daughter if she cannot understand what a great man is and what he is trying to teach? What is the purpose? You all really need to understand that we are not here for fun. We are not here to get attention. We are not here for money. We are here for the same reason as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the same reason as Malcolm X, the same reason as many other greats. We are here because it is our destiny. And if you're just a person who likes to comment a lot and you have very little action behind it, please learn to be quiet. We don't need noise. As my father would often say, what have you done? Well, Mr. Cutno, I was just wondering, because what have you done? Well, Mr. Cutno, it's not always easy. We need to get our word out. What have you done? Well, Mr. Cutno, I wanted to ask you first, done, done, done. And at that point is the first time that my father would say in the conversation, finally, silence. All this talking by these males, ladies, is one of the biggest problems in the Black community. Commenting is fine, but if you don't have actions behind your words, sirs, you're wasting everybody's time as a male. Okay? This is another part of matriarchy that people don't want to admit to a lot. Males talking without action. Does anyone want to add to that?
I see it a lot. I see it a lot. A lot in America, especially. It's a lot.
All this talking and no action. You all, that is enough. Okay? When you go to Africa, when you go to places where men are proud of their actions, the main thing that they will tell you about how to achieve your goals is stop all that talking. That's the main thing. So that is the other piece of the matriarchal twisting. It is the other side of it. I would love for the other ladies here to let us know some of their experiences with the matriarchal twisting, even on the female side or the male side. Can you all hear me?
Of the, I guess, yes. So one of the things that we saw, we have seen these marches or walks that don't result in any actual change. That's not actual action. You're just at this point going for a structure that prompts change. And so you will realize when you go to Africa, you don't just get to walk down the street
Mm-hmm.
and think that that's going to get, we're here. We see if there's something that the people, the populace, we the people is an actual real thing here. If they what's happening, they do actions.
Right.
Okay, until they get the change that they want to see.
Right. Right. Instead of begging and waiting
For the
and
matriarchal,
asking.
The reparations. It's just piggyback what Mrs. Anderson said. The marches, we're still marching. No action.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're
it's
still marching.
at this point. You're marching when we already told you that the action is to get your passport. We've given you the actionable step. Get your passport. If you don't get your passport, you've done nothing. That's no action.
Mm-hmm. Actions, actions, actions. Yeah. Somebody said Roe is definitely not an American woman. I am definitely an American woman. Okay? All the ladies on here are American ladies who identify as African ladies who are from America. But we want to help people to understand that there is a number that happens. There's some type of hypnosis that literally takes place when we let our people watch the TV. The TV is a big problem. You have people repeating things. A lot of this matriarchal twisting is people just repeating stuff that they saw on TV as if it's their real opinion. The ladies that you see here today, we don't watch TV for a long time. So now we have our own opinions based on group facts, based on economic facts, based on international wisdom, not based on our opinions alone either. Our opinion alone is nothing. Your personal opinion is nothing. It means almost nothing. You need to have the winning group opinion. If you don't understand that, maybe you can understand this. You already have the opinion that was given to you on the TV that makes sure you stay losing, while you think that you have original and individual ideas. That's embarrassing to people like us, to watch you repeating things because men do this and men do that. When women try to go to work, then men start getting threatened. Have you seen that? When women do this, then men cheat on her. Who do you know that happened to? Oh, you saw that on TV? All your facts come from TV. How interesting. Your actual brain has been programmed since you were small and you think that you're thinking. No, you're not thinking. You're repeating.
Yeah, that's a huge matriarchal twist. It's huge. To say, I saw so-and-so, you saw a video. Do you know how much video editing? You watch movies and how you think that stuff is real, but you can't think that somebody has edited a video and you are taking that for 100% fact. You can say that it's a possibility that's really there. You do not know for 100% that was the actual situation.
I saw
People
it.
take
If
pictures,
you tell,
they crop the pictures. There's so much possibility that you'll think the picture is actually real. That's a twist.
You think a picture is real. You think a video is real. If you haven't seen something with your own eyes, you're literally sounding like a child saying, I saw the video. Listen, you can say, I saw the video. That's fine. You saw a video. But just as my father teaches, you are not precise. Okay? My father teaches this because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught him the same thing. You are not precise when you say that you saw a video and then you know something. You need to stop at, I saw a video. Allegedly, it looks like it may possibly be. If you can't talk like that, you're running around like a wild prostitute giving away $40 cookies. You're running around risking your reputation, risking the ability for people to trust you. You're risking everything. You need to talk like you're in a court of law. You need to be able to learn how to speak like a patriarchal person who thinks before they speak and listens to other people talk before they respond. Not just sitting there waiting for the person to be finished so they can say what they want to say.
Yes. Yes.
Fascinating. Oh my goodness. So this is really interesting. I'm so happy. I think, unless one of you ladies has something to add, I think that we should stop because I would love it for people to, I don't like it when the video is too long because then people cannot grasp, it keeps going into different subjects. That's too matriarchal for me. So if you all do not have something to add, then we can say au revoir for now.
Au revoir.
Wow.
Au revoir.